right there. We're ready for some football here up at Baypath, up on the hill. We get excited each week about an opportunity to showcase our student athletes and, more importantly, the direction of our overall program. Hi, I'm Dean Packard, proud principal of Baypath Regional Vocational Technical High School, and Coach Giampa. It's always a pleasure to have you with me to do a quick spotlight of the last week's game plus a forecast of what is coming up. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. Hey, let's get right into the chase right here. I'll cut right to it. Last week's game, what a great way to start off the season against a perennial powerhouse. Your kids came to play. They did an outstanding job of managing what they could control and capitalizing when opportunities took place. So why don't we just start off a little bit about just talking about that game, what it did for you guys as a program, and more importantly, where it kind of puts you in the mindset of what's next and what's coming down the road. So why don't you give a little recap?
Yeah, it's really important to win week one. It's something we talk about a lot, both as a coaching staff and to the players. It's a goal that we have every year, winning the first week, because it validates a lot of the stuff that you do in the preseason. It makes the kids kind of buy in a little bit more to show them that there's, a rhyme and reason to what you're doing. And with such a long preseason, I mean, our kids were ready to play. So it's really, in my opinion, week one is one of the most important games that you have, because it sets everything off on the right foot. It gives kids something to believe in if you're successful, and it validates everything that you're doing in terms of practicing and all the off-season work and everything that you're asking your kids to do. It allows you to kind of show the kids, like, that's why we do all this stuff. So yeah, it was an important win, and it was an exciting game. So you can't ask for much more than that.
Well, you know what? There are a lot of things that took place that led to the momentum of the game shifting. Obviously, Auburn came to play. They knew that you were going to be a tough opponent, but it was nice to see you guys kind of eke out ahead and kind of get that commanding viewpoint of the overall game mindset. I look at Caden Brochu, outstanding game, 4 touchdowns, multiple yards on the field. Braden Downs, big touchdown as well, and we had a quick pick 6 by Ortiz. Those things just changed the game. But your defense is what held strong, is the way that I looked at it. And what were your overall thoughts defensively? And were you happy with the outcome of giving up the point total that you did? And talk a little bit about that if you could.
Yeah, I mean, we were happy with the win. I think, Caden and Braden, they get a lot of attention. But sure. To me, what was most impressive to me were the lines and the running backs who were blocking. I mean, they were able to control the line of scrimmage, which, I mean, that's the key to football. If you can't control the line of scrimmage, then you're not going to win games unless you can. I don't know how you would do it, but I thought our offensive line played outstanding. We had a young guy out there who, playing in his first varsity game, Cole Going. I thought he did a really good job, rising to that occasion. But then across the board, Brady had a nice game. Dom had a nice game. Connor, Logan was steady as always. So, and Brian Party. I mean, those guys were able to control the line of scrimmage. And when you can do that, I mean, then it gives our running backs an opportunity to be successful. And defensively, it was the same thing. Those defensive linemen who are rotating in, they were able to put a ton of pressure on Auburn, screw up their timing, screw up what they wanted to do. And Auburn's a good team. They're going to be successful. They're going to have a really good season. But we were able to do some things at the line of scrimmage that, forced some bad throws, forced some bad decisions by them defensively. Linebackers coming in different places, having holes open to them by the D-line. So, the 2 lines I thought really were the key to that game. They don't get a lot of attention, but those are the guys who start everything and finish everything for us, and we don't get much done without them. So I thought, they put in the work all off season. They kind of took it as Auburn is a really physical team. They kind of took it as a personal challenge, and they rose to it, and that was exciting to see.
I love the fact that you recognize the unsung heroes. because I'll tell you what, that's where the team gels around those type of individuals. Their jobs are just as important as the people scoring touchdowns or throwing the passes or carrying the ball. So glad you recognize them. Let's talk a little bit about the mental toughness, something that I've always looked for when I was a head coach. And we want to build our student athletes around being mentally tough. First game of the season, a lot of yellow flags thrown, and again, that could be jitters, that could be just working off the rust. But each week in practice, I'm sure you look at those type of things and how to improve upon not getting to a level of worrying about, any mistakes that are made. And again, they're kids. We know they're going to. We know that they're going to. And again, there was a lot of energy, a lot of hype, and you attribute that to that, I think. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, we talked about that with the older guys on Monday. There's no reason for us to be getting upset about anything that goes on because it didn't affect the outcome of the game. So it's every play's got a life of its own. You got to focus on one play at a time, and that was tested during that game. And I thought our kids, especially in the second half, I thought they did a much better job kind of settling down and just focusing on one play at a time. And if something bad happens, you chalk that one up to the last play, and then you're moving on to the next one. If you're allowing the past to constantly reinforce what's happening in the present, then you're going to be in trouble. So we talked at halftime about they have to, we told the team at halftime, we got to stop freaking out about external factors that we can't control, and just they haven't stopped us yet. Either the factors or the other team. Like, we just got to settle down and play football. And in the second half, I thought the kids did a way better job of that. And I think, that's one of the reasons why we were able to kind of do what we did in the second half, because the kids focused on each play individually instead of everything else that was going on. And if you can do that, you're going to be, that's the recipe for success. If you just live in the moment and live for each play and do your job and execute and all that, all the cliched stuff, that's what leads to success. If you're worried about things you can't control, you're in trouble.
100% agree with you right there. Being an official myself, I know the fact that we have to call a game and manage a game. Officials are never part of the outcome. They have to do a job. But I'll tell you what, to your point, you were polished in the second half. Your kids made the adjustments they needed to and really focused on getting the job done. So kudos to you and our student athletes. Great job right there. Hey, let's switch gears for a second. Let's talk a little bit about Leicester. There's another program coming up this week that you guys have your next game against on Saturday night. Leicester's another perennial powerhouse over the years. There's no doubt about it, and they'll be ready to play. So what are your thoughts on this opponent coming up?
Yeah, they're a really good team. They're always a really good team. The kids, as long as I've been around, the kids have been tough. They're physical. They like to play football. So it'll be a tough game. It's a cool opportunity for our kids. We have a lot of kids who want to play college football. We have a lot of kids who are, exploring that opportunity at the next level. So we've been telling them all week, it's a Saturday night game. On a college field. So it's a cool opportunity for them to kind of see what that's all about and what it feels like. And it stinks that we're not playing on a Friday night, but the fact that it's going to be a Saturday night game is a pretty cool opportunity for our kids to kind of see what that can be like at the next level.
And we know it's their homecoming game, so we know there'll be a lot of hype around that. And that's really important for the home schools and the traditions that they have. So I anticipate it'll bring out a big crowd, and it should be a great atmosphere for a high school football game on a Saturday night. No doubt about that. Let's talk a little bit about your preparation for Leicester in regards to that. I know that you are a one practice each day, get better kind of guy, and that's something that's going to serve you well as you move forward. But what type of adjustments do you think you have to make going into preparing for Saturday night?
We just have, it was the first game. We've got to execute everything better. We talk sometimes about how we don't want anything to be the highlight of our season until we're ready to determine what's a highlight of our season. So, if we're walking around in January talking about how great the Auburn win is, then that means that we had the entire month of September, October, and November go poorly. So, we got to get better at everything. If we play at the same level that we did on Friday, we're going to get beat. If we play at the same level we practiced at yesterday, we're going to get beat. They've got to get every day, every practice, every game is an opportunity for our guys to get better, and they have to take advantage of those opportunities. So we need to be an entire week better Saturday than we were last week. So our defense needs to play better. Our offense needs to play better. Special teams has to be better. Everything, coaching has to be better. Everything we do has to be better, or you're going to lose games. We don't want highlights to be, behind us. We want to be excited about what's coming up. So we just have to keep getting better and keep focusing on doing the little things the right way and be excited about opportunities to get better. Every rep is an opportunity. And so we have 2 more days of practice. We have today and tomorrow, and that's two opportunities. And within those opportunities, 100 opportunities to keep moving forward. And that's what we have to do.
Well, as a high school principal and somebody head of the organization, we never settle. The bar is up here. The bar of excellence is here. We always chase for that. And when you do settle, you become mundane, you don't grow. So I love that mindset. You got to keep stretching. You got to keep challenging yourself. And if you get better, a little better each practice and every game, good things do take care of themselves. Wins and losses will follow thereafter. So again, man, super happy for you guys. I thought it was a great way to start the season. So we got Saturday nights. What's the time again? Is it 7:00?
No, it's at 6:30 it's at Leicester Height. Well, no, it's at where Becker used to be. It's at the Becker Field where that used to be.
6:30 on Saturday night. Want you guys, if you can be there, come support our team. No doubt about that. We're on week number 2 on this journey called football. There's no doubt about it. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. Coach Giampa, I want to thank you very much for joining us once again to give us a preview. You do a great job with the kids. Kudos to your coaching staff and yourself. Let's continue to teach those kids to raise the bar and elevate their performance. Thank you so much. Any closing words?
No, just again, it's a Saturday night. It's an awesome opportunity. If you haven't come out to support the team yet, come see the kids play. They're really excited, and I hope that we're putting out something that the community is excited about too.
There it is right there. Little football. Let's get ready to have some fun. Saturday night, 6:30, Leicester High School. Hope to see you there. Coach, good luck to you. Good luck to the kids. Have a great day.